For some people, leadership comes naturally, and yet for others, life experience often gets in the way, holding them back from achieving greatness. The truth is that we are all creative, resourceful, and whole. And when we access our own inner wisdom through mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and resilience, we will be able to fly to great heights. I want people to know that we are all leaders in some way or another, and we can and will make a difference in the world when we take the time to truly understand ourselves and others. People often ask me how resilience develops, especially after they have faced many life challenges. From my experience, I know there are some very distinct skills that we can develop in order for us to become resilient to even the most difficult life experiences. For me, mindfulness is the most important skill in my toolkit. And then the most miraculous thing happened. With practice, I learned how to just sit with those challenging emotions. Instead of doing what I'd always done, push them deeper and deeper inside of me, I acknowledged the anger, and I gave myself permission to admit that feeling anger was okay. During this time, I allowed myself to just sit with this foreign emotion and then watch it slowly fade away. I subsequently let my fear come up, and instead of running or reaching for a glass of wine, I watched it, got curious, and then allowed it to pass. At the end of the 5 days, I was exhausted, and yet I was also exhilarated. I felt rejuvenated and renewed. At this time, I knew I had found my way to my inner wisdom. I knew in my heart and my soul I was ready to take on the journey with fresh eyes. Eyes on the here and now, and not on the past. At Wren Leadership, I help my participants understand the connections between mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and resilience. The practice of mindfulness is the foundation that really helps us to hone our emotional intelligence. When we are mindful, we are better equipped to understand ourselves and each other. We can develop empathy, build strong relationships through emotional self-awareness and healthy emotional expression, and we can access our assertiveness and our independence. We're able to make good decisions, use wise problem-solving strategies, and manage stress. The importance of improving our emotional intelligence cannot be underestimated because it leads to the development of resiliency. Raising emotionally intelligent children is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. Children are our future, and we really need to help them develop the skills necessary to be successful in the 21st century and to really lead us forward in the world. It's a huge responsibility and one we must embrace. In doing so, we need to have a holistic view of the child. We need to help them develop their mind, their body, and their spirit. Emotional intelligence addresses each of these aspects of our being. Daniel Goleman tells us that emotional intelligence is the key indicator of success, and so we need to be prepared to model emotional intelligence and to provide the skills for our children. Resilience is about being able to bounce back in the face of adversity. Leading experts in this field tell us that we are all capable of developing resilience no matter what life presents to us. There are many examples of resilient people who have faced deeply rooted trauma. Unfortunately, there are also people who do not seem able to move past the challenges. They end up stuck and unable to move forward. In my work, I want to help people understand their power to become resilient. This work comes naturally to me since I've been a teacher most of my life. I started my career at an inner city school working with children who reminded me of myself as a child. These kids were growing up in families like mine who often struggled to make ends meet, with parents who were sometimes facing the challenges of mental illness, addiction, and abuse. I could relate to my students as their stories mirrored my own. It was at that time that I realized it was critical to help children flourish into resilient adults so that they could make a difference in the world. Through Wren leadership, I strive to teach parents, teachers, and all educational stakeholders how to develop their own leadership capacity and that of children. I want to help people inspire children and to provide them with the skills necessary to help them become happy, healthy individuals who can reach for the stars. Resiliency is about being able to bounce back in the face of adversity. What a great skill to have. And do you know that we can all develop the capacity for resilience? For some people it comes naturally and easily. For others it's challenging and the challenges seem insurmountable. And yet when the factors of resilience are in place, we can move past even the most challenging of life's experiences to lead happy and fulfilled lives. It's never too late to learn mindfulness practices to increase our emotional intelligence and to raise our level of resilience. This ability to learn and hone these skills does not end in childhood. As human beings, we are naturally self-actualizing. If you are a leader of any kind, let's work together to build a mindful, emotionally intelligent, and resilient world. Together, we can make a difference.